All right, welcome, Vicki and Mike. How are you guys?
We're
Hey,
good.
Jeff, doing well.
All
Good to see
right.
you.
Well, hey, yeah, likewise. That background looks amazing. We'll get into that
Isn't that
in
a
a second,
screensaver?
right? It looks fake.
Look at my
Um,
background.
but hey, just to give a little backstory here, for those of you that don't know Vicki and Mike, they are a mother and son team. They have a very unique way of generating leads on social media, where she's built an amazing following, and from just posting life insurance. Mike has written, I think we just went over these numbers, $586,000 of life insurance, term life insurance, over the past year. So we're going to dig into the business today. So Vicki, for those that don't know who you are, which they obviously don't watch Bravo TV if they don't know who you are, tell us about who you are and when you started selling life insurance over the phone.
Yep, that's a great question. So I just turned 63. I was on the Real Housewives of Orange County for 18 years. And when I was 28 years old, I was in the industry because I was a single mother, Michael and Brianna. At that time, we didn't have the internet. We were sending out cards for life insurance, Medicare supplements, funeral expenses. It was very archaic, but we literally just sent out these pink cards. They would check the box, and then I would try to sell them from a bedroom upstairs in Mission Viejo, California. And as the evolution of the internet started getting traction, I was asked to be on a reality TV show in 2009, I believe it was. So our first year airing that show, we only had 4 weeks of filming and 4 weeks of it airing. I decided to get a www, which I didn't know what it was, but somebody approached me and said, you should get on the World Wide Web. I'm like, what is that? And now everybody obviously knows what www is. So I bought the domain for, the number 4, insuranceservices.com. And when our first episode aired, and one of the topics was I was going on a cruise with the family and I wanted the internet on the cruise. And I was talking to, Royal Caribbean or whatever cruise line we were on and saying, I just need the internet because I got to be able to work while I'm gone for 2 weeks. And the lady kept saying, we don't think the internet is going to work at sea. And from that, our website shot through the roof. People were like, who is this woman? And why does she want to sell insurance when she's in Italy and Rome and such? So that was our first platform. And then people started reaching out to us, wanting me to train them how to be agents and sell insurance over the internet. That's when I wrote that book, Life Insurance Selling Made Easy.
Guys, real quick, I bought this book back in 2009. And back then, and Vicki, it didn't, there was no YouTube where you can learn about this stuff. There was no blogs where you can read about how to sell life insurance.
Instagram,
there was nothing out there.
It was, what was the other one before Facebook? MySpace.
Yeah.
So there was that. So we're going back in time, and I'm aging myself, but what an evolution of the insurance industry. So Michael graduated University of Colorado Boulder. What year, Mike, was that?
2008.
So 2008. He then went out and tried to interview some places and ended up bringing all his college frat buddies into a call center that I had in the office. And I don't know, Mike, 5 or 6 of your friends came in. They were spitballing and farting and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, my God. But they were selling AD&D with Fidelity or, something of that nature. Small policies, turning and burning. And then we met you. Then we met you not shortly thereafter with another FMO prior to that. And it was really difficult getting leads because cards weren't working, mailing out these cards, trying to call these people. They don't remember, sending the card in. And I'm like, well, is this your signature? And I'd make a copy and send it in the mail. And they'd say yes. So once the internet got more popular in Instagram and Facebook, we dabbled at, could that be a lead source? And Mike is now 39. I can't believe it. He started with me when he was, 19, Mike? 22, 21? What was the age?
22-ish.
And I didn't know if he really was going to stick in this career. I wanted to give him an opportunity. I'm so blessed and thankful that he did. But once we met with your company, we tried to buy leads. Those of you that are agents out there know that it's very difficult to buy, 10, 20 leads and maybe get one sale. Then we moved over to the final expenses, which a lot of people do make a ton of money on that. And it's a turn and burn. You burn out. So I decided, let's try using my Instagram, which has 1,000,002 followers and 600,000 followers on Facebook, and see what happens. And bam, it's been an incredible journey.
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, you were selling insurance back when there wasn't e-signatures, right? You had to fill out an application,
Press hard 3 copies.
yeah, and then mail it, and then get it sent back with signatures, right?
Yep. I would, at that time, Jeff, to interrupt, I was going to their houses directly. I drove during the day. One of my territories with Western Southern Life was Cabrini Green. And if you don't know Chicago, as a single mom, I was working for my dad's construction company during the day. And then at night, I would go out and sell the debit business. So those of you that go back in time, the debit business was somebody was paying $5 a week. I tried to up some of them to $10 a week and double their policy. It was a tough business, but I was still number one at Western Southern in all mail office. And I had to provide for my kids,
Yeah.
So
awesome. The and so it went from, I mean, I remember even on your TV show, you were selling from your home office though, over the phone.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned about you. I'm like, wait, there's somebody else doing what I'm doing. And then, when I bought this book, I saw that you're doing, and you made it replicatable, basically. It was a training manual that never existed before.
Yeah.
And I know you built a big agency off of that. And, fast forward to today, like the whole industry and leads have evolved. Like you said, those cards, internet leads, now it's very saturated. You have to find your way. And so now you guys are posting, you're leveraging your social media that you've built up and posting on social media. So I have one of your posts here. I'm gonna share it right here. This is one of your posts. I screenshotted it, and this is what you post. And let's talk through that. How often do you do it? Like, tell me about this.
So Jeff, we have, let's say, 10 posts, and I track very consistently what is the best post. This boring post ends up being our best one. It's boring, there's not a lot of fluff and stuff, but sometimes when Michael calls these people, they said, well, your mom said I need to get more life insurance, or your mom said,
I hear that all the time. Oh, Vicki told me I need insurance.
There's an echo. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I can hear him fine.
So anyway, we rotate some different posts. I've got a social media team that manages it. The leads go directly into the digital DGA system, and then Mike gets that calls within 24 hours. So the people like that because they know who Mike and I are. Most people know who we are from the movie show. And so it's not that they're calling a random person from the internet. They know us.
We also ended up adding the Michael and I will be your agents, because a lot of people were surprised that we're the ones calling. So we want them to know we're actually be the ones handling it. They like that. Awesome.
So do you feel sort of a sense of responsibility for your followers to make sure, like, if they have a family, they need life insurance? Is that a reason too that you're doing this?
Yes. And I have a story real quick. When we did one of these posts, and the lady didn't call the company, Photo Insurance, and she said, know that you are who you are from your post. I need life insurance on my husband. And I went through the whole thing. We didn't have insurance anymore with his work. We were in underwriting. He dropped dead at 48 years old. He never got the coverage. And she called me and she said, one of the things that I did was procrastinate. I never thought it could happen to my family. She had one daughter. She never worked, and we were in underwriting for like $1 million. So those types of things that is so emotional about. She would have just gotten this before. Obviously there were no health issues with him. He was healthy when he had a stroke and died. So I get like Mike meets people on the phone and saying, okay, I have a dog, you have a dog. It gets personal with them, and so it's not just some stranger calling them. I think that helps.
Absolutely. So when you post something like this, what's the strategy here? Do you don't leave it up long, right? You take it down at some point. Is that what happens?
Well, the stories are only up for 24 hours. So we're moving it to go on Sundays and Thursdays or Fridays. So we can get the people, over the weekend that are working or, get off of work early. But we figured Sundays was our best posting day. They're home. They're not working. They're not working. And then Mike follows up. 99%.
There's certain situations where it's better for my mom, or if they want specific financial planning or long-term care, but I usually take care of the term situations.
Okay. And so when you post something, how many leads does it generate?
Mike, you can answer that one.
I mean, our best has been like maybe 20 to 25. It's usually in the 5 to 10 range, but the quality of them is amazing. Like almost all of them will pick up the phone at some point, especially with your dialer situation where it dials them, 12 times. They're going to pick up at some point or do an email or a text, and it's way easier when they add us compared to like a random lead.
Absolutely. I mean, they follow you, they see your life, and then, you can do this. I think, I mean, even though you have, what 1.2 was that million followers
on Instagram, I think 600 on Facebook.
Yeah. Even if you don't have, even if you only have a few hundred, but it's real close people, and you post something like that every once in a while, you're going to get business from that.
Yeah, we post every week. We're consistent every single week. We don't let a week go by, because that's his lead source for the week. So if we don't post, we don't get any leads.
Well, I could buy them. It's just the quality is way different.
We're not going to.
Absolutely. That's really cool. You guys figured this out. So they go to the link in your bio and they go to your website and they fill out a form right on your website, takes them to a landing page. And then that you have that form connected to our CRM.
So thank goodness, Digital BGA created that ninja quoter, right? So it's the link on our website, Photo Insurance, Life Insurance, and then the people will complete just a short, information, age, where they live, how much they need. Our job as agents, we don't, sell an order. Like if they order 100,000 and they're the breadwinner, we're going to ask them, a year, 10 to times or more earnings depending on their age and things like that. They need education. Order check. We're not order check. We're actually advisors, and we want to make sure we're putting the right policy. So when we do it that way, they're not creating a death benefit. We are, because we have the history behind it and the knowledge.
Yeah. And you guys don't just do life insurance. Kodo, you guys mostly do annuities and
anything that has the word insurance in it will handle. I specialize in fixed index annuities. People over 60 getting ready to retire. We created pension for them. I just did a workshop last night, all women, and I had 19 women in that book. There's a need for a woman advisor out there, and they all come up to me and said, I relate to you. You're a single woman. I was a single woman. I got, X amount of dollars in my 401k. I need to roll it over and do an IRA. So there is a connection. We're dealing women, and there's also a connection with my mother's son. They trust us. They're serious about their business. There's he. So we have that a lot of people don't understand, just selling insurance over the phone.
Absolutely. Yeah, Vicki, your audio is just a little bit off. It's a little bit, yeah. So I don't know if there's a setting there we can fix, but yeah, I mean, so let me move on to Mike real quick, because I want to make sure I cover like how you're working these leads. I want to, we have the process on how you guys are generating these leads, but the way that you're working these leads, well, number one, Mike, I consider you like the new version of the digital life insurance agent, right? Your mom's the OG of the OC, right? And the OG of life. I consider her the OG of life insurance telesales. Nothing else was published before this. This is the very first thing that I've seen published on life insurance telesales. And so, but now, like, what I mean by consider you kind of the the new version of the digital life insurance agent. Like, you're traveling internationally and working with
I'm
very
in
niche leads.
Ibiza, Spain right now.
So you're in Ibiza. Okay. How long are you in Ibiza for?
I'm going to be here for 6 months.
Okay. And you just do you bring a workstation with you? You work from a laptop or what?
Yeah, laptop, but I also have a hard drive thing that I can hook up to a computer. But laptop is just easy. But I mean, the system that you guys created is the best I've seen. I've been in 3 or 4 different systems. The first call, I always leave a voicemail if I don't pick up, and then it sends an automatic text message, and then I'll send an email, and then I will just let your system do its thing. I have a couple text messages that go to them at like call number 5, call number 8. And then one towards the end. But I just let your system do its thing, and they'll eventually respond to me for most of them.
Awesome. So you're working in the CRM. What carriers are you mostly selling?
I love Banner Life. So for anyone 60 or under, they can get up to 4 million now with no exam. And we've had people that I do one phone call, they're approved, and then they're activated within a couple days.
It's awesome, guys. If you don't have Banner Life Insurance, like, that is the #1 fully underwritten term carrier, and they are, I mean, their accelerated underwriting is getting more and more people through without an exam. I mean, you saw in the image, up to $4 million, they'll do accelerated underwriting.
Yeah. I just had someone do a $3 million case for, it was like $350 a month. I did one phone call on a Monday, and he was activated by Friday.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, really incredible. The
and
life insurance companies have come a really.
If I may interrupt one moment. So Mike and I were talking the other day about if he was to buy a lead, and not everybody has the privilege of Instagram and Facebook like I do, but if he was to buy a lead that turned into $350 a month, it would be churning and burning. I mean, those are very few and far between. So we do have a privilege to be able to reach out to our followers on my TV show, but there are good lead sources that you guys have.
Yeah, the quality is way better.
Yeah. And you're no longer on the TV show, Vicki. Is there?
Well, last year was my last year on Housewives of Orange County. We have a little something up our sleeve, Mike and I. So you might be seeing us pretty soon.
Awesome. Really cool. But beyond that, you guys have always been on the cutting edge, right? Vicki, back in 2009, and even before then, right? But 2009, when you published the book and all that. And then now with the way you're generating leads, and Mike, with the way you're working leads and doing it internationally, living your life, like not waiting till you're retired to live your life, but living your best life right now.
I'm very fortunate. Honestly, what you guys have set up too has made me be so much more successful. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have been awesome. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining us and sharing kind of about your business. I think it's really important for agents to see what you can build and what's actually possible. And you don't have to just buy leads. You can figure out different ways. It doesn't have to be social media, but there's other ways to generate business. And you just kind of look within. Maybe you have some specific knowledge that you can leverage, or some opportunities you can leverage. But it's really, I mean, it doesn't cease to amaze me just what you guys are doing, but just how different life insurance businesses can be. When you have the power of the internet.
And we're changing people's lives. Seriously, I look at that as so much more than just selling a policy. When that person dies, because we're all going to die one day, if they're in the right policy, whether it's a permanent or a 20 or 30-year term, we typically don't do 10 unless there's a specific reason. We're changing their life forever.
Also, people know what I do. Like, my friends know what I do, and I have friends now who are having kids. And if they don't have life insurance and they've got a spouse and kids, they need to get it. It's important. So I'm helping like my friends out too. One of my friends had a history of cancer, and like he was able to get approved. It was just like a good feeling to know that his family's taken care of if anything were to happen to him.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, Mike, I know that you and I, it's what, 8 o'clock at night right now? It looks like the sun's setting behind you.
I'm gonna go get the sunset pretty soon.
We're recording this, it's Friday night. Our time is 8 o'clock. The hour's a little different. I think, Vicki, what time is it over there? Like around 11
o'clock in the morning.
I've got my dog here too with me, Walter. He goes traveling with me.
Walt, he's still with you. I remember you brought him to the mastermind.
He's 15
now.
Oh my gosh, 15.
You had to get all these special papers to get him international, and he did it. So
he was definitely coming with me.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for sharing everything, and congrats on all your success.
Yeah, nice to see you, Jeff.
Congratulations, Michael. I miss you, my son.
Bye-bye. Miss you too. Bye.